Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Barbara Ann. I'm a Rebecca girl, Lester Roloff, Corpus Christi, Texas. And I would like to give you a lot of history and information on the Independent Fundamental Baptist Wayward Homes. I also was awarded the state of Illinois when I was placed. I was in 33 foster homes, 2 group homes, 1 state home, and mental institution, all the way to juvenile detention for placement of foster care to ILP lockdown. I was given also by the judge to his community, Kankakee, Illinois, and they were a cult that disappeared in 1979 and haven't been found yet today. They really did go find the promised land. Why am I making this channel? Plus, bring awareness of the independent fundamental Baptist homes, religious exemption homes that are still going today, the history and the abuse and everything that goes along with it. I will do my best. I have my original stuff from my childhood to give you facts and information. I am no expert, no lawyer, no theologist, nothing like that. I'm just an old woman telling her story to bring awareness. I also helped pass HB 556, HB 560 into legislation for protection of children in religious exemption homes. And we also got a federal bill presented, Stop Institutional Abuse Act. Please help and follow and support. If you are not familiar with the Rebecca Home for Girls and Lester Roloff, that was a landmark Supreme Court case, religious exemption, fighting over church and state law for over 8 years. It is a big battle in Texas. We're in all the archives. We flipped Texas from Democrat to Republican in 1978, Hills versus Clements. It was always a big political fight. We was thrown in the political ring. We went to the Freedom Rally. 10,000, 20,000 people showed up in 1978 at the Dallas Convention Center. We also opened up for the 1976 GOP convention. We were a part of the emergent right-wing GOP. We were to be at the beginning of it before Falwell and all of them. We have a lot of history involved with a lot of this stuff. Christian nationalists, IFB, and wayward homes, and just the whole mess of things. So I just want to bring a lot of awareness and attention to some of the issues that are still involved in children today that has spread through the states, like cancer, and that nobody wants to help us fight. These are kids locked up behind fences and their voices taken. And everybody wants to yell about their First Amendment and their Second Amendment and all that. What about these children? When are we going to protect the children of the United States of America? We also were involved in the faith-based programs of George W. Bush. He made my abuser president of TACA, Texas Association of Children Care. It's kind of a crazy story, but it is true. You can read about it in the Christian Alamo, Texas Monthly. The boy side of the story, there's one article called Beware of the Grace of God, Texas Monthly. There are 2 good articles. YouTube channel, there is Enterprise of Abuse, Lester Roloff. So I'm just here to bring up voice for those children of the independent fundamental Baptists held in wayward homes against their will, kidnapped in the middle of the night. There's a lot of misinformation out there about Rebecca girls, that we were bad kids and prostitutes and dope fiends. And I would like to break some myths and put out the truth. What we really were. We were unwanted children, exploited for millions by the evangelical party. We are still sold on eBay and Amazon today. Many of these articles have never been written by one of us. They've just been written by other people that dug up information or found an old story. So it's time that the Rebecca girls and the Lester Roloff survivors stood up and speak the truth. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to tell the world what they've done to us. How they rebrand and moved around state to state, different owners, different names, but still the same abuse. How they sold our babies at Bethesda Home for Girls in Mississippi. If that ain't human trafficking, what is? Who sells baby for cash money? Our babies were sold through Jack Hyles University, Tennessee Temple, and Bob Jones University. A lot of missionaries and a lot of ILB families have got these children, and many of the women today are still looking for their child. So if you are adopted from the Independent Fundamental Baptist, please do a 23andMe. Your mother's looking for you. You were never given up. You were stolen. And the main reason I am speaking out, because at one time I was one of them children held behind that fence, silence with no voice. And it's time the world knows the truth. please help us pass Stop Institutional Abuse Act. Please call your senator and governors and help us. When we was in Washington, D.C., fighting for legislation to protect children. Rebecca Home for Girls. My story is a true story of fundamentalist ILB Christian nationalism. No one can tell me about my life and what I live, because I got all the evidence that anybody ever needs. Separation from church and state law is all I heard, but all I knew was politics and evangelicals. Even the fight to the political arena, that was crazy. Now my life is nothing but for money and votes for the Republican Party, right-wing GOP. Having a baby taken from you and sold. You was already going through so much in your life, then they add more trauma to the injury. So many of us live with night terrors of PTSD, corporal punishment in the ILB fundamentalist. They want us to be bad kids, but we was no bad kids. We were unwanted children trying to be loved and find a home. I took my trauma to help others. I could not stay with my silence for the rest of my life, knowing what was happening to children behind locked doors and fences. And we did it. We passed 2 bills into law to protect children. Did a mini-series, Rebecca Girls, that put the ugly truth out there on what truly happened to us in the independent fundamental Baptist ILB abuse.